Have you ever heard that drinking a glass of juice is the equivalent of drinking a glass of sugar? Let's bust that myth by comparing the Nutrivore scores of some common juices to the whole foods that they're derived from. Now, when we juice a fruit or vegetable, we're not just removing the fiber, there are some nutrients that are bound to the fiber structure. So for example, depending on what we're juicing, we can throw out basically in that fiber up to like half of the polyphenols, but there are a lot of nutrients that are still going to make it into the juice. And that's why the Nutrivore score is a great comparison, because there's over 30 nutrients that go into this calculation, and the number itself is a representation of the total nutrients per calorie. We can easily see what's lost in the juicing process, but also how much value there still is in that juice. So let's compare some Nutrivore scores. Let's look at orange juice. Now, oranges have a Nutrivore score of 408. Orange juice has a Nutrivore score of 301. 301 is still fantastic. It's about 3/4 of what's in the whole orange. Whole orange still better. Orange juice still pretty good. Grapefruit. Whole grapefruits have a Nutrivore score of 361. Grapefruit juice, 293. That's not that much nutrient loss in the juicing process. Pomegranates have a Nutrivore score of 256. Pomegranate juice, 148. Grapes have a Nutrivore score of 271. Grape juice has a Nutrivore score of 110. Now, apples have a bigger loss of nutrition. So a whole apple has a Nutrivore score of 213, and unsweetened apple juice has a Nutrivore score of 69. But tomatoes are really interesting because they go the other way. Whole tomatoes have a Nutrivore score of 983, and tomato juice has a Nutrivore score of 1,568. Now, tomatoes are really interesting because it's well known that there are nutrients that are formed when we heat tomatoes. So any tomato product like tomato juice or like canned tomatoes where heat is involved in the processing tends to actually be more nutrient dense than fresh tomatoes. So even though most of the time eating the whole food will deliver a lot more nutrition than drinking the juice is hardly just a glass of sugar. There's lots of compelling nutrition in there too.